नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषाय शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशचारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Shila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Shila Prabhupada, Jaya. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Shila Gurudev. Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Shila Gurudev. Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol.
You play for me, I will also play. Thank you. Okay. Hare Krishna. So welcome to today's program, Sunday Feast program. While we are setting up the projector, we will start with Jai Radha Madhav and little Kirtan. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन जमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन जमुनातीरावनचारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे everyone Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Kishore Kishori Jaya Kishore Kishori Jaya Radha Sharad Bihari Radha Sharad Bihari Radhe Radhe Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. गौर प्रेमानंदी श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की जय, श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. So Hare Krishna everyone again. Thank you for joining this evening. Is it visible to everyone? This side also? Good. So the today's topic will be the blessing in sacrifice. That is the topic given to me. Very easy topic, at the same time very powerful topic. I'm saying easy because we all know to get anything in this life, right? No matter it's a material life or a spiritual life, we have to sacrifice a lot, right from childhood. Maybe initially 3, 4, 5 years, kids had a lot of fun. After that, lot of austerities. Powerful because once we get into the habit of sacrificing or performing austerities, it brings lot of positive results in our life. So of course our focus will be how to perform these sacrifices and austerities in our devotional life, and we will try to understand from scriptures what our acharyas, our spiritual masters have explained, and what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So let's start with our Mangalacharan prayers, auspicious prayers. When we recite these prayers, when we do Sankirtan and recite these prayers, we tune in our mind, our consciousness, in a mode where we can try to understand this transcendental knowledge, because it's not a mundane knowledge that we talk about from the scriptures. So we all can chant together. It is also here. I hope everyone can see it. Probably it's little small font, but we can try. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Brind Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Thank you for reciting the prayers. So what I thought, there is a very nice verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, and verse number 1. So we all can recite. Rishabha Vacha Nayam Deho Deha Bhajam Narloke Kashtan Kaman Arhate Vid Bhujam Ye Tapo Divyam Putraka Yena Satvam Shuddhyed Yasmad Brahma Shokhyam Tva Anantam. Would anyone would like to recite? You can try. Sorry. One Prabhuji, one Mataji. Just try, we all can join. We all can support each other. Oh yeah, please go ahead. Rishabha Vacha Nayam Deho Deha Bhajam Narloke Kashtan Kaman Arhate Vidbhujam Ye Tapo Divyam Putrakayena Satvam Shuddhed Yasmad Brahma Saukhyam Tvanantam. Very nice. Maybe one from this side. One Mataji. Rishabha Vacha Nayam Deho Deha Bhajam Narloke Kashtan Kaman Arhate Vidbhujam Ye Tapo Divyam Putrakayena Satvam Shuddhed Yasmad Brahma Saukhyam Tvanantam. Thank you, Mataji. So we'll read word to word meaning. Rishabha Uvacha, Lord Rishabdev said, Na, not, I am, this, Deha, body, Deha Bhajam, of all living entities who have accepted material bodies. Narloke, in this world, Kashtan, troublesome, Kaman, sense gratification, Arhate, deserves, with bhujam, of stool eaters, Ye, which, Tapaha, austerities and penances, Divyam, divine, Putrakaha, my dear sons, Yen, by which Sattvam, the heart, Shuddhyet, becomes purified, Yasmat, from which Brahma Saukhyam, spiritual happiness, to, certainly, Anantam, unending. So this verse, this chapter is about Lord Rishabdev. He's giving teachings to his son in Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Rishabdev is one of the incarnation of Krishna. It is like there are different kinds of incarnations. So he is one of the Shakti-Avesh incarnation, meaning he is a living entity, soul, but at the same time especially empowered to establish religion. And if we see the history, Lord Rishabdev, everyone knows Bharat Maharaj, King Bharat, right? So Lord Rishabdev had 100 sons. One of them was very famous King Bharat Maharaj, on whose name the Bharat Varsh, in the ancient time it used to be one nation, the whole world. It was called as Bharat Varsh. And there used to be only one king for the whole world, whole planet. So Bharat Maharaj was very famous, very powerful king. And then he had 99 other sons. So it's a long history, we'll not go into that. Let's focus on the verse. So the translation for this verse is, Lord Rishabdev told his sons, my dear boys, of all the living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs, hogs that eat stew. One should not engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activity, one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, he attains eternal blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. So very strong words here. And if we see, father is giving instruction to his children. Very unusual instruction. Why? Because usually parents, their instruction to their children is study, get a job, get married, have children, enjoy the life, right? But here Rishabdev is saying something very unusual as a father. He's saying don't work hard for the sense gratification, because that is even done by animals. Even animals work hard to feed their kids, their children, their offsprings. But instead, work hard to get engaged in the austerities, to attain the divine position of devotional service. Very specific verse, that one should work hard or put all the endeavors only for the austerities which are favorable to devotional service, not other austerities. There could be many other austerities, we'll see. Why? Because by such activity, our heart or consciousness gets purified, and then when that purification happens, we get eternal happiness. So we'll discuss more on that. So here, Rishabdev is saying, he's indicating that human life is very, very rare. And we know all this verse from Padma Puran, where it says, out of 8,400,000 species, species, not the whole population, types of living entities, right? Sometimes we get confused when we say 8,400,000. That's a type of living entities. Only 400,000 species are human. We all know that, right? But let's see in a graphical form that will tell us how small that proportion is. So if we see, I found this chart very interesting. If we see, out of that 8,400,000, only 5% species are human. Different kinds of human. Out of that 5%, if you see, 2.5 are uncultured. 50% of humans are uncultured. And then other 2.5% is cultured, but out of that 50% are just doing the lip service, like moral values, good talks, but not really devotion. And then the 50% of that 1.25%, they are religious minded. Still not like believing in Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga and all those things. And I don't have the percentage so in short, if we see percentage of people who are practicing Krishna consciousness or bhakti, the real devotion is 0.000125%. Right? And the age of Kali Yuga is progressing. So it will, I don't know how old is this chart. There was no timestamp on that. But I copied it from somewhere. I found it very interesting. So this shows how rare this human form of life is. And out of that human life, how rare this process of Krishna consciousness or bhakti, that we have just got it by mercy of Srila Prabhupada, by mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Somehow we got it. So Rishabdev is indicating what one should do, because this form of human life is so rare that one should inquire about Brahman. That's what differentiates human beings from animals. Otherwise, the activities are same. If we are not inquiring about what is the absolute truth, who am I, who is God, what is my relationship with with God, things like that. So, why we need to inquire that? Because that inquiry will lead to the process which will give us continuous, constant happiness. And how that inquiry how will that happen? Only by the process of tapa. We'll see what we mean by tapa, meaning austerities and penances. And when should one do that inquiry and adopt that process? Right now, not tomorrow, not later. Otherwise, we are eating, we are drinking like animals are drinking, right? I can see myself typing there in my office, right? So, no difference. So let's understand what we do. What do we mean by austerity? In Sanskrit, the word tapasya, right, for austerity. And if we see the meaning of tapa, it means heat, right? So just like the fire, the heat, it purifies the gold and increases its luster. Similarly, when we go through some austerity, our consciousness, it shines, meaning it purifies. It burns away all dirty coverings in our consciousness. Because we give up something for the higher purpose. The purpose of austerity is to give up something lower for the higher purpose. So if we see tapaha, tap, ta and pa, tapa, meaning upliftment, and if we reverse it, it means fall down. Pata, patita, right? Patita pavan. So Srila Prabhupada gives very, very specific definition of austerity. Austerity means to voluntarily accept some physical inconveniences for spiritual development. Voluntarily accepting. And austerity is an ornament of a Brahman. Brahman meaning one who is intelligent, voluntarily he takes up to austerities. And Srila Prabhupada says, in ISKCON we are making first-class Brahmins. Through various processes of chanting, hearings, sankirtan, services, we are making devotees perform austerities and becoming, so that they can become first-class Brahmins. So, few principles of austerity. Austerity is something that when we perform austerity, it should hurt us at least a little bit. Otherwise, it's not austerity. For example, if I have $1,000, and if I just give $1 as a donation or charity, it's not going to hurt me. So that's really not an austerity. Or if we say, I'm 60, 70-year-old, now I will cut down my food. Already you can't eat much, you can't digest much. So that is also not an austerity. That's not an inconvenience. It is actually convenience, eating less in the old age. So it should hurt us a little bit. And first, before we even start performing austerities, we should think or why we want to perform that austerity. Why? Because that will inspire us. If there is no cause, no benefit of that, it will not inspire us to perform austerity. And it is needed to be successful in anything, like even in the material life. It's very, very common sense that we need to perform austerities. If we see all scriptures, right, of all religions, they talk about austerities, whether it's Christianity, it's Islam, Buddhism, Jainism, all scriptures or all religions, we talk about austerity as the first step for spiritual advancement. Now, even in the tradition of bhakti, all sampradayas, all lines of disciplic succession, they suggest to perform austerities, devotional austerities. There is a difference between austerities and devotional austerities. We'll see the difference. But they suggest to perform these austerities so that we can have a deeper and meaningful life. What does it mean? So meaningful life in harmony with Krishna. In harmony with Krishna meaning? Any guesses? In harmony with Krishna, what does it mean? Meaning those austerities should be in alignment with Krishna's desires, his mission, to support his mission. Okay? So let's see. Now even austerities can be in different modes. Right? There are three modes of material nature: ignorance, passion, goodness. So austerities that are performed against the Vedic injunctions, they are in the mode of ignorance. They are not, encouraged. What could be the example? Ravan, Hiranyakashipu. What was the motive behind their austerities? To create destruction, to become the powerful demon and then create destruction. Now, what could be the example of austerity in the mode of passion? A lot of movements we see in this world for political purposes, on the name of social upliftment. So they are in the mode of passion. Austerity for others. So that is even at a higher stage where we perform austerities or like charities, or we help building things like hospitals, things like that. They could be in the mode of goodness. But even higher is in the mode of pure goodness. What is austerity in the mode of pure goodness? Austerities perform for advancement in Krishna consciousness, in bhakti. Classical examples: japa, chanting our rounds, performing or following our regulatory principles given to us, serving devotees, serving temple, studying scriptures. Everything is austerity these days, right? Very hard to focus our mind. And even just remain fixed in our devotional life is even an austerity. Not finding faults with others is a big austerity. So these are the austerities that are helpful in our spiritual advancement in Krishna consciousness. Now Srila Prabhupada gives us very specific formula, very specific package for austerities in this age. He says, it is from his one of the purport and talk, chanting minimum 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra. So of course we can start with wherever we are, 1, 2, 3, 4, start building up as we can handle. Avoiding the offenses, we have talked a lot about that. Attending the spiritual program needed for one's spiritual upliftment. Following the regulatory principles and performing assigned services under direction, under guidance. If we see, this is the package given by Srila Prabhupada, and everything falls into this. And he says, that is all that one must follow in this age of Kali in order to obtain the merciful presence of the Lord. No need to go to Himalayas, no need to, sit in the middle of fire. No, these are the austerities for, we'll discuss that, I think the next slide or, yeah. So, now when we talk about austerities, a beautiful narration comes in Srimad Bhagavatam only, where Lord Brahma underwent austerity. So when we all know how the universe was created, through various expansions of Krishna, then Lord Brahma appears from the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, from Vishnu. And then when he appears, he had no idea, it was all dark, complete dark. And we can see this system, right? He climbs up and down, trying to understand what is my purpose, who am I. He also had that issue when he appeared. But he had no idea what is going on. And then he heard the word tapa, perform austerities. Then he closed his eyes and performed austerities for 100 celestial years. That is how much? 360,000 years. Because based on the calculation of heavenly planets, it is 360,000 years. And I think somewhere it is mentioned even little different calculation. The idea is for long time he performed that austerity. And when he performed that austerity, then let's go to the verse and let's see what. The personality of Godhead, it comes in Canto 2, chapter 9, verse 9. The personality of Godhead being thus very much satisfied with the penance of Lord Brahma, but was pleased to manifest his personal abode. So Lord Krishna was very much pleased with the austerities. Now when we talk about austerities, so we were discussing what Srila Prabhupada has given us the whole package as our devotional service. Now, in the previous ages, the austerities were going in the forest, going to Himalayas, for a long time. But in this age, that is not possible, right? Practically not possible. Even following Ekadashi in 15 days, once in 15 days is big austerity, big problem for us, right? So what to talk about just going to forest, not having anything to eat, or eating once in 6 months like Dhruv Maharaj, or living on, just on the air. So, what was Srila Prabhupada's mood? Because he was very practical. He didn't give us anything which was not practical. So one pastime comes when Srila Prabhupada was in Vrindavan, and His Holiness B.B. Govind Swami recalls the pastime that he with Srila Prabhupada and other devotees was doing the circumambulation of Vrindavan Dham. Devotees, when they go to Vrindavan or any Dham, they do the parikrama, the circumambulation of that town. So Srila Prabhupada observed that His Holiness B.B. Govind Swami didn't have any slippers, any sandals, any shoes. He was doing, walk just naked, bare feet. So Srila Prabhupada said, "Where are your sandals?" Srila Prabhupada asked. So he said, "Prabhupada, I heard that we should do, this circumambulation bare feet." And Prabhupada had shoes. Other devotees had shoes. So Srila Prabhupada said, having this life itself is a big austerity. Don't do extreme austerities. It doesn't mean that what he was doing was wrong, but Srila Prabhupada wanted to give the message that engage your body, your mind, your speech in the right austerities. And Srila Prabhupada says that do not cross over your guru, because Srila Prabhupada was wearing the shoes. So he gave quite a few lessons to devotees there. Now, another thing comes when we talk about austerity is in New York temple, once one of the senior devotee, I will not name the devotee, but what used to happen in after Sunday feast, a lot of rasgullas, they were left over every Sunday after the Sunday feast dinner. So next morning, devotees used to love it, having the breakfast, those rasgullas. But when the senior leader there, he realized that devotees are just eating left and right, not good for their sadhana. So he said, only 2 rasgullas per person, that's a rule. Now that came like a thunderbolt to a lot of devotees. So what happened? By Krishna's arrangement, Srila Prabhupada was there, and he heard the news. This is going on. So Srila Prabhupada says, okay, I overrule the order. That leader can have only 2 rasgullas, everybody else will have as much as they want. The point was, like Srila Prabhupada is saying, don't become austere in the wrong sense. Of course, his message is not that everybody can eat as much as they want. You have to take care of your body according to your age, health, everything. But the point is that engage your austerities just for Krishna. Not like doing going to the extreme cases. So, now we will see what happens when we perform devotional austerity. What devotional austerity means is as per the instructions of Krishna for devotional life. Meaning what? How those instructions are coming to us? Through spiritual master, through our senior devotees, right? Those instructions are coming to us. So, if we see, when Lord Brahma appeared, he was totally in dark. So unless Krishna guided him to perform tapa, he had no idea what to do. So this also gives us a very good lesson that unless we have heard from a bona fide guru, spiritual master, our eyes will not be able to see, or our mind will not be able to understand what is transcendental knowledge. Just like in Guru Vandana, Guru Puja, we always sing. What we sing? Chakshudan Dilojai Janme Janme Prabhu say. Unless we have heard the instructions from bona fide spiritual master or Guru Parampara, we will not be able to understand what is austerity is, what devotional activities are, what to do, what not to do. We cannot see the truth. Because, why? Because we are blocked by 4 defects. Right? In conditioned soul, we are blocked by 4 defects. What are these 4 defects? that we are tend to commit mistakes. We are tend to become illusioned. We have imperfect senses, and we have tendency to cheat others. So because of this conditioning, we are unable to access the true knowledge. So that's why it's very important that we accept a bona fide coach, bona fide mentor, and we perform austerity under proper guidance, not by our whims of mind. Okay? Now going back to the verse, now in this section we will see when we perform austerities as per the instructions of spiritual master or as per the instructions of scriptures or Krishna or Lord, there are 4 benefits, 4 blessings that comes. Number 1 is revelation of the spiritual planets. What does it mean? Let's see. So we get 4 benefits out of austerities: revelation, appreciation, responsible position, and benediction. Now this may pose a question that we always say, Gita, in Bhagavad Gita it is said, our devotional practices should not be for any fruit, not for any gain, right? But the only fruit that is possible out of our devotional practices is Krishna Prem, love of Lord. So we will see how all these benefits, these fruits, are related to getting the love of Godhead. So when we talk about love of Godhead, I think not enough time, we'll skip that past time. We'll just go to the, what are the benefits. So the first fruit is revelation of spiritual planets. Now, when we perform austerities under guidance of our spiritual master or seniors, then we get the vision, we get the understanding, and we can see the spiritual world. How can we see that? Here Krishna is saying, because when we perform the right austerities, Krishna gets pleased and he manifests his personal abode right here. He gives us the understanding there. So, when we read about the abodes of Lord Krishna, that there is a Golok Dham, Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki Jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. When we hear about this, that there is a spiritual planet, spiritual world, spiritual universe, and this is material universe, this is not myth. Based on the scriptures, this is real. Now, the problem is the reason we have some doubts or suspicions because we have not yet attained that vision, that understanding in our consciousness. We are still, and that's the whole reason that we perform these austerities, so that we can get this vision. Now, Lord Brahma very clearly describes in Brahma Samhita, the whole description of that spiritual planet, world is given. How it is made of very precious jewels, spiritual jewels. It is surrounded by millions of trees, Kalpavriksha trees. We can ask anything, whatever you desire, the trees can give to us. And it is served by millions of gopis, Lakshmis. And it is full of pure love, consciousnness, just pure service is going on there all the time. Nothing else. All love there. And in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna gives the hint for this spiritual abode when he says, Yat gatva na nivartante tad dham paramam mama. So it is, once we go there, we don't come down to this material world. Now, we will go to a lot of points we can discuss here also, but let's go to the second fruit. The second fruit is appreciation. What does this mean? In the same section, Lord Krishna, if we go to the, I think, 19 verse. Here Krishna says, as seeing Brahma present before him, the Lord accepted him as a worthy to create living beings, to be controlled as he desired, and thus being much satisfied with him, the Lord shook hands with Brahma and slightly smiling, addressed him thus. He literally, shook hand with Brahma. Why? Because he was very pleased. Krishna was very pleased that Lord Brahma is performing. He accepted Krishna's instructions and he's worthy. Because one who accepts the instruction, he is worthy of giving some service. So that is appreciation. Just like in our project work at work, when somebody completes the work, the project leader will come and shake the hand and, thumbs up, good job. So Lord is doing that to Brahma. In devotees, what we do? Hari bol. Anyone does nice service, right? So that appreciation comes. Now the benefit of this appreciation is we get more inspired in our devotional service. Now, the third benefit. So first was revelation of the spiritual abode. Second is appreciation. Third is responsible position. This is a very important point. When a spiritual master or senior devotees, they see us worthy of something, right? Here Krishna mentions that Brahma, you are worthy as well as you are in control, in my control. Very interesting point. There are two qualities needed, so that we can accept service. Number one is we should be worthy, we should be skilled, we should be competent. Number two, we should be in control of our superiors, meaning we should be controlled by our superiors, our guru, or Krishna. Meaning what? We should be able to receive the instructions as well as execute it. It is coming from the scripture. This is not a made-up thing, right? So let's understand that. Just let's say if somebody has only, if he is only skilled, only competent, but he cannot take instructions, he's not fit for service. Other way around also. Just somebody is very humble, very, very timid, but he is not getting trained, he is not learning, and he is not skilled. He cannot perform service either. So both the things are important. That's why we should be trained in our services always. So as a practicing devotee, as sadhakas, this is very important point, that whatever service we are trying to do, we should become worthy of those services, and we should be able to take instructions from superiors. And why? Because when we have these two qualities, then we are in alignment of Lord Krishna's instructions. Then we are able to assist. So the reason we are performing these services is to assist Lord in his mission. What is the mission for us? For example, is to spread Sankirtana movement, right? So we should assist in that endeavor. Now the fourth one is benediction. So once we perform these austerities, sacrifices nicely, Lord Krishna gives his benediction. What does it mean? That means Krishna reveals through Guru and devotees, Krishna will reveal himself to such a austere person. So we can have covered a lot of points here, but I think it is 5:45 already, so we can take some questions. Before that, just few takeaways so that we can summarize the whole session. We discussed how human form of life is very rare and very precious. And we should not use it only for sense gratification. If we use it only for sense gratification, we miss the chance, right? Then we fall down, again the same cycle, and again, we know how rare it is to get the human form of life, right? So long cycle again. Number 3, human life should be regulated. Regulation in our sleeping, in our eating, working, thoughts, speech. Like last session, Parikshit Prabhu took a very nice session where we discussed how one should perform sacrifice of mind, body, and speech. Very important, all the 3 sacrifices. And we discussed what is the austerities for this age. We discussed the instructions from Srila Prabhupada. He has given us the whole package, we don't have to go beyond that. Or at least do that, and then we can think about anything else. And we understood austerity is something, voluntarily accept austerity in Krishna consciousness. It has to be not forced. Austerity should be voluntarily accepted. And then we discussed 4 fruits of devotional austerities. Revelation, appreciation, responsible position, and benediction. Okay? And we have a very special gift that is given to us by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to make our devotional life very, very simple in this age of Kali Yuga. Very special mercy, especially in this age. Just perform this yagna of this sacrifice of Harinam Sankirtan. So what we should do, this is our main austerity. So we should be endeavoring to give our full support in any way needed, in whatever way we can, to support this movement of Sankirtana. And how we should do it? Always as per the instructions of Srila Prabhupada that are coming through the parampara. Because remember, we have any service, we have to be skilled, worthy, as well as we have to be in control of others, of seniors. So with that, any questions, any comments? Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If anyone would like to add anything, please feel free. We have good 10 minutes. Parikshit Prabhu, if you would like to add anything. I hope it's a comment, it's an addition, it's a correction. Hare Krishna. Ki jai.
Thank you very much on Austerity, which is explaining so many points connected with austerity. Normally, when somebody hears having to live on a steel life in the United States of America, that tells you that you should work hard and get all these toys and enjoy yourself. And it's like here. What practical advice would you give to a person like that to appreciate that human life is actually meant for austerity in the spiritual sense? Those who have so much, how can they connect with austerity? Those who have so much material, how can they connect with austerity?
Right. So, yeah, I think that's a very practical question. When we talk about austerity, the first impression that is little negative, that somebody, I have to leave something, and so again, it comes down to the same point where we have to observe our life. Are we really, with whatever achievements, whatever hard work we are doing, whatever money we are accumulating, we have all house, cars, are they really making us happy? Are we really happy? Is that happiness permanent? No matter what we do, if we observe very carefully and consciously, the portion of distress is always more in our life. No matter a person is a rich person, we can see in the form of health, right? We can see in the form of results of our efforts. Somebody, so much, if we see the amount of efforts we put, we might even feel life is very unfair. So, when we analyze the practical aspects of our life, then we see there is something missing. What is missing? So our scriptures, whether it is, Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, all the scriptures, what they tell us, unless our efforts are connected to God, to understand God, we will always be in distress, we'll always fail in our efforts. And so many examples in the movement of Srila Prabhupada itself, we see how the Westerners, especially Westerners, they had all the opulence in the 70s. I was born in 75, so and I was not here, but I have heard all the opulence was here, and most of them were from rich families also, but they were not happy, and there was a special period when they were looking for something beyond what they have, and when Srila Prabhupada came and gave them this, or gave them the glimpse of this love of Godhead, what it means, what it feels to work for God, for the lack of, maybe you can explain a little better. But then the joy, and nobody cared. They left their homes. They left whatever they had, and they started working for this movement. And they wanted to share. So much joy was there. When our heart is filled, we want to share, right? That joy with our family members, with our society, with everyone. And they started sharing this with the whole world. I hope I could touch that little bit, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Right. So nice point. That once we understand this path of, devotion, or this path of spirituality, then we should develop this faith. And once we have this faith, we should have this faith because Lord Himself declares that one who is on this path of spirituality, on this path of Krishna consciousness, I will preserve whatever that person has, and I will give whatever is lacking. What else we can? And I heard actually few families, when they heard this, they had no idea of Krishna consciousness. Somebody gave them the Bhagavad Gita, and somehow they landed up on this verse, and they said, okay, let's try. Literally, I have seen, I know about a couple of devotees, and they said, we will try it out. Let's test it. If either Krishna is wrong, or this verse is wrong. Either Krishna is wrong, or if he's not wrong, then why should I work hard for my material, sense gratification? And their whole family started practicing. As a family, they made it a promise to themselves. We will help each other, no matter how much hardship will come. We'll try it out for 2 years. And the whole family is now preaching, and somehow it's a family, it's a Grahastha family, and all the necessities are getting fulfilled. Of course, they are not millionaires, but they are enjoying spreading this science of Krishna consciousness. So thank you, Prabhu. Very nice point. They are practical examples. They are rare examples because everybody cannot develop that faith very easily, but there are examples. Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
You mentioned you quoted Gita sloka that is that. And also we hear that it is said that when we are envious of Krishna, then we take God. So how do we reconcile both? How do you understand both things?
Yes.
From probably that's how she is, but also Krishna says that you don't come back. So how does that understand both?
The way Srila Prabhupada answers this question is, if there is fire in our house, do we want to find out how the fire came, or we want to run, get out of the house and go to a safe place? So definitely we are here because we were envious of Krishna. We turned our back to Krishna, so that's why we came in the material consciousness. But once we have firm 100% faith and we develop that Krishna consciousness, then all our desires, when they are vanished, and we get a chance to go back to the spiritual world, then when you have everything, why would you want to come back? That's the idea, right? So this is the way Srila Prabhupada answers. So is your question that why do we fall down? Or? So you're saying we came down from the spiritual world? That is true, yeah. Yeah. So once you go to the so we turned our back to Krishna. That's why we came to the spiritual world. But once we understand, after going through these life cycles, all the hardships, and when we get into this path of spirituality, Krishna consciousness, and when we become 100% purified, or by mercy of Guru and devotees, then once we go back, Krishna gives us the guarantee that we will not come back. That's how he says that. So when we fall down, right? So we were envious, but now once those enviousness or our anarthas are gone away, then our consciousness gets purified, and hopefully when we leave our body, we go back to the spiritual world. So I think that's another whole class, how the spiritual world is there, and I have a diagram I can show you after the class, and how the process works. Any more additions, questions, corrections? Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
So in terms of austerity, everybody has their own path, even if they are in their own family. So that's an exception of
Sure.
But in our own families, how do we practice austerity? Because we're living, association is so important.
Yes.
We're living together very closely, and we have different capacities, different paths. So how do we, come to a middle point, or how do we do that together?
Yes. So it all comes down to the same points that we discussed. Srila Prabhupada gave us the package. We don't have to invent anything. He told us to chant our rounds nicely, minimum, reach up to 16, avoiding the offenses. And when we talk about of course, association is a big part, to encourage, to support each other. So that's why attending these spiritual programs, the temple programs, is very, very important. What happens is, when we come together to serve in the temples, then it gives us a chance to purify ourselves. We all know it's not easy to serve together. It's not easy, right? So if our sadhana, our chanting is good, our processes we are doing very nicely, if we are sincere. If we are doing on autopilot, nothing will help, right? But basically it comes down to the package Srila Prabhupada has given, in my understanding. Nothing we have to invent. Regular attending temple programs, very, very important. Very, very important. And performing services under direction. It's a big austerity. Not easy to take. At work we can take a direction because we get money. Here it is all voluntary, right? Even accepting Guru's instructions, we hear goes out, or we 10%, 5% we accept, right? It's a big austerity. So nothing beyond this, I think, in my understanding. Even if we can do this, good enough for us. Does that help, Mataji? Okay. So with that, I will give one more example, if you allow me. Of course, we know that the life of Srila Prabhupada is austerity personified. We need many classes for that. One pastime I will mention here is of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj, Swami Maharaj. So, Srila Prabhupada, when he met Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami met Srila Prabhupada first time, Srila Prabhupada instructed him to translate all his books into Bengali. Not an easy task, right? And how he accomplished it? He slept for only 2.5 hours for next 10 years. I was hearing from a devotee about his glories on his appearance day a week back, and he mentioned that he slept for only 2.5 hours for 10 years, continuous 10 years, and in addition to all the, we all know how much services His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami performed. He made sure that all books were translated. So this is a very important point, that when we talk about austerity, we don't make up anything from our own means of mind. We go by the instructions of Guru. And whatever, because that is the mission of Lord. Why Srila Prabhupada wanted it? So that, this science of Krishna consciousness can be distributed all over the Bengal. Very important place from the spiritual point of view. And so that is big example. On that note, I will just like to announce that we have this wonderful Abhay Charan series available. We got it in our gift shop also. Very nice packing and very wonderful thumb drive, all by mercy of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami. By his inspiration, devotees have created this kit. All the 45 series of episodes of Abhay Charan are available in this pen drive. So feel free to, there are very few copies there. You can take it. So all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hari Bol. Thank you so much for joining. We'll have Aarti now. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So can all the devotees please come a little forward for Aarti, both the sides. We'll do the Srila Prabhupada Aarti, Guru Aarti, yeah.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma. Shri Guru Charana Padma Bala Bhakati Sadma Bando Mui Savadana Mati Bando Mui Savadana Mati Jahara Prasade Vai Ibavaturiya Jai Jahara Prasade Vai Ibavaturiya Jai Krishna Prapti Ho Jati Krishna Prapti Ho Jati Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya Arana koi ho mane asha Arana koi ho mane asha Charane rati ese utama gati Shri Guru Charane rati ese utama gati Je prasade pore sarva acha Je prasade pore sarva acha Chakodan diloje janme janme babu se Chakodan diloje janme janme babu se Deve jan hide pokashito Deve jan hide pokashito Prema bhakti jaha hoite avidya vinasha jate Prema bhakti jaha hoite avidya vinasha jate Vereja jahara charito. Vereja jahara charito. Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. Sri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. Lokana Lokera Jivana. Lokana Lokera Jivana. Brahma Korodoya Deho More Pada Jaya. Brahma Korodoya Deho More Pada Jaya. Devejas Kusuti Bhuvana. Devejas Kusuti Bhuvana. Vila Prabhupada Paticha Pavana. Vila Gurudev Paticha Pavana. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nithai Gora Haribo, 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 Nithai Gora Haribo. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Rishatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, 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 Hey. 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 Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava Rakshama. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava Rakshama. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava Pahima. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Hey. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatumi. 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 Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Yethai Gora Haribo, 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 Yethai Gora Haribo. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Gaura Premanande. Jaya Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Privrajagacharya Stotara Satasi Srimad. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jaya Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Privrajagacharya Stotara Satasi Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada Ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnavini Ki. Amacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. ISKCON founder Charge Shri Prabhupada ki. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sridvaita Gadadhar Shiva Chari Gaur Bhaktavinda ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan ki. Vrindavan Dham ki. Mathura Dham ki. Navadvip Dham ki. Jagannath Puri Dham ki. Jagannath Swami ki. Ganga Mai ki. Jamuna Mai ki. Tulsi Devi ki. Bhakti Devi ki. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki. Sama Veda Bhaktavinda ki. Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Jai Shri Guru. Jai Shri Guru.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladaladirayini. Hararararayini. Hiranyakashipu vaksha. Hiranyakashipu vaksha. Sila Tanka Nakalai. Sila Tanka Nakalai. Ito Nisinga Parato Nisingo. Ito Nisinga Parato Nisingo. Yato Yato Yamitato Nisinga. Yato Yato Yamitato Nisinga. Vahe Nisingo Rae Nisingo. Vahe Nisingo Chilae Nisingo. Narasimha Madin Saranam Papadi. Narasimha Madin Saranam Papadi. Tavakala Kamaravale Naka Abhita Singha Kalita Hiranyakatipu Tanubringa Kishavarita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha Jaya Jagadisha. Nasingare, Nasingare, Jaya Nasingare. Jaya Praladvara, 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 Jaya Praladvara. Haribo, 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 Nitagora Haribo. Nitagora Haribo, 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 Nitagora Haribo. Sringa Bhagavan ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki, Guru Premanande.
Let's try it one more time. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki. Much, much better. With this many people, I know we have more voices than just the verbal, so it was very nice to see this many voices coming up, so thank you so much. It was just really nice to see so many devotees, back. And it was actually even more nice, even though I was doing the arati on the stage, on the altar, but I couldn't help. Haribol, 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 thank you. It is very nice to actually see, especially the men, not that I'm putting the men down, really dancing. It's like, as they say, like the good old days. So thank you for bringing your enthusiasm back. Thank you for dancing in circles. Thank you for having a good time. It's really nice. I'm enjoying. I couldn't control myself. I felt like I could jump off the altar, but I could not. I had to finish the arati service. So it's very, very hard. So thank you. And I hope all of you are happy to be back. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Just a few announcements. As we know that we're getting into the Kartik season, and there's always so many festivals happening, so many gathering happening. So if you were listening in the class, Krishna Prabhu was talking about Abhay Charan series. It's 46 episodes in one pen drive. You are on it, Prabhu. You're on it. 46 series of Prabhupada's life, from the time he was born, probably right before he was born, up until the end of Bhakti Choro Swami. Bhakti Choro Swami spent, amongst other services, he spent a lot of his time putting this whole movie together on Prabhupada's life. And we have few on sale in the gift shop. I will tell you something. This 46 episodes, at least in 1996 or 97, 10 episodes was $200. It's not even 1/10 of 46 episodes. If any one of you would love to really dive deep into who is Srila Prabhupada, why do we worship him, what is his significance, why is he so important, please come and see us. Actually, come and see Dear Krishna. Or the gift shop. We have it available. And this is also a very, very, very nice way to introduce your children to really learn Prabhupada. It's an amazing way, and in fact, what happens is when the kids watch, then we also watch with them, and then it becomes a family time event. Beautiful, beautiful time to really learn about Prabhupada. Please take advantage of it. It's 46 episodes, and if you end up watching all the 46 in one day, please don't come blame me. It's very addictive. And I know I've said this before, but this is the first series, this is the first movie that I showed my first daughter. Not my second one, my first daughter, and the only thing that she would watch every single day was Abhachan. That was the only way I could make her eat. That's the problem. If not, I have to keep running behind and she won't eat. But the only way for me to make her eat was sit and watch Abhachan. It's that addictive. So please, I really humbly make a humble pledge to all of you to please get a copy of this. It's really, really beautiful. On that note, last week we had, was it last week, Prabhu, or the week before? Last Sunday? It was last Sunday we had a few devotees who actually got Bhadra Purnima. We'll figure it out, but it's nothing. You want to see? And we had 7 sponsors who got the Bhagavatam. 5 of them, I think, got it last week, and we have one family today, Siddharth Prabhu and Rachna. Haribol, Hare Krishna. So we are very happy that they are bringing Krishna, I have to say, into their homes in the form of Bhagavatam. Krishna says that he is the literally incarnation in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam, Hare Krishna. So you're very fortunate that you have Krishna in the form of a book in your house. So we want to, Prabhu, can you get this on Prabhu for me, please? Thank you. I'll step aside because Haribol, Hare Krishna. Thank you. And if anyone would like a copy of the Bhagavatam set, please do come to the book team. It's a very amazing book. Thank you so much. I'll give it to both of you. Thank you. Thank you. Haribol. Very, very fortunate. Bhagavatam. Okay, boys, you can call it quits now. Either they want me to end or they want the whole thing to end because they're hungry, one or the other. So thank you. Thank you so much. We have a couple of guests today. Would like to welcome Brianna and Hazel, Colby's family. Thank you so much for coming. Colby told me about you. I'm excited to get to know you more. We'll definitely connect after the whole thing is up. But thank you for coming, Brianna. And Hazel, I think I saw Hazel. Hey, how are you? Good. I like your eyes. You got pretty eyes. I was watching from the corner. You got very beautiful eyes. Thank you. And Sahi. Sahi, nice to meet you. Local? Are you from local? Perfect. Welcome. Thank you for coming, and we will definitely talk more after this. So nice. Thank you. A lot of activities coming. I'm going to make it in like 5 minutes or less if I can. Next Saturday is Silver Spring Fall Fest, and it's from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So it's the time where our book distribution team goes out and they set up a table and they share Srila Prabhupada's books and knowledge. And at the same time, this time we will offer to do 20-minute kirtan on the stage. So we're going to have the Harinam team. We have to meet, so please do see me tonight before you guys leave after the program. The Harinam team, we got to plan this. So we have a team called the Harinam team where they go on the stage and they will rock the show for us. Right? Where's my shut up? My leader, he's downstairs. Okay. So please, if you can support in any way, whether you can come for an hour to help distribute books, participate in the chanting of the holy name, or even make prasadam for the devotees who's going to be out there for 6-7 hours. Please do come see the book team. That way we can make this a very, very nice event. We did it last year. It was very, very successful. They loved us. They welcomed us back again. So please, if you need more information, do see me or Ninitya Gopal, Prasad Prabhu. These two are here. So please do see them. October 8th is Bhakti Bhakti Yoga Janmashtami Ki. You know, that is the bliss of Krishna consciousness. We're always having parties. We're always having Krishna conscious parties, and we're always doing it for the pleasure of the Lord. So, Bhakti Bhakti Yoga will be having it from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., and we are starting on time because we have to vacate the premises on time. And if we do not vacate the premises on time, we will not be able to do the service again next year on time. So please, 4 p.m. American Standard Time. It's not Indian time, it's not ISKCON time, it's not African time, it's completely American Standard Time. So let's be on time because we're going to start with 4 p.m. with Abhishek. So let's please support as much as you can, extend your help, your services, anything you want. Please do see Krishna Prabhu here and Mother Tungavidya is downstairs, so please do see them. That's October 8th, Saturday, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. October 25th is Govardhan Puja Ki. And this year we are calling it the Festival of Sweets. If you get diabetes, please don't come to see me because I do not give you a prescription for that. And don't come blame me. But it's a festival of sweets. That's when we all offer everything to the Lord. And it's a weekday program. It's a Tuesday evening at 6:30. So let's be on time. It's going to be a very nice... Thank you. I'll go back in a week. Thank you. So please do mark your calendars for Govardhan Puja, which is happening on Tuesday, October 25th. I was just informed by the youth, because the youth, if I don't say it, they will not leave me in peace. We have our 8-hour kirtan on October 22nd. And the reason I say the youth, because we are training our young folks up to manage, to learn, to organize, to coordinate, and sometimes even cook the whole 8-hour kirtan feast and the fest, the feast and the fest, both. So we have a wonderful lineup of kirtaniyas, all organized by our young people. And in fact, believe it or not, even these young people are the ones that are telling me, Mataji, this is what you have to cook. Please add this in your menu. So, they call the shots. I am their servant for that day. So we really would encourage everyone, please do come out. We do have kirtaniyas coming from out of town. So please do make some time, come out. Let's have an 8-hour rocking kirtan for 8 hours. Beautiful, beautiful time. October 28th is Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day. It falls on a Friday. It's a Friday, right, I believe? Yeah, if my math serves me correct, yes. Friday evening program, so please do mark your calendars for that. And I feel like I am missing one more announcement. I'm just going to check. Yes. One thing, we have a humble request is when we come in to the temple, can we all make an extra effort to please put the shoes on the shoe rack? What happens is when it's all on the floor, when someone wants to go in, they're going to stumble and fall. And we don't want any liability insurance and workers' comp. So we all can make an extra effort to please put the shoes on the rack. That way even our children will also learn to put the shoes on the rack, because if we don't do it, they're not going to do it. So as a humble request, please, let's all put our shoes on the rack. That way no one is going to topple over and lose balance and hurt themselves. And we have, a few old people. We don't want them to get hurt. So with that being said, Prashadam sponsor, thank you so much. Kara Prabhu, there you are. Kara Prabhu and his family sponsored the feast today. Thank you so much. In fact, this evening's Aarti was also in honor of your father. It's his father's death anniversary, I believe. Yesterday was his death anniversary. So today's feast is completely sponsored by his family, and the Aarti was performed in honor and prayer for your dad. Thank you so much, and we pray that your dad's soul is at the lotus feet of the Lord, and may you and your family continue to progress in Krishna consciousness. Thank you so much. And if anyone would like to extend an extra hand to serve prasadam today, please do so, because we could definitely use some help to serving prasadam. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Mahaprasade Govinde, Mahaprasade Vaishnave, Ravde Vaishnave, Savatun Ratun Rajan, Vishnu Sunvijayate, Sharirar Vityachar, Jodhindi Hitahekal, Jiva Fadeve Saisa Gore, Taramati Jivayati, Lovarmoy Shudarmati Takiri Dakantin Samsare Krishna Varadaya Moy Gauri Vara Jiva Jai Swapashadam Dhelo Bhai Say Annamrita Pao Radha Krishna Guna Gao Premir Goti Shichani Nitai Jani Mai Jani Tai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Mahaprashadam ki Jai Jai Shri Radhe Sham Jai Jai Shri Radhe Sham Jai Jai Shri Radhe
Ram